My nephew here, he said you heard he's from Sartlet. So, we're all closely connected. The teaching I have from my Saljuan, my elders is that our Saljuan, they're the ones that get up and talk first before us younger people. But I just want to say what Louis and my nephew, my grandfather always said that us Walmach Muslimach are very gifted because what the Creator gave us. My grandfather used to say that our Saljuan, our elders, never knew how to speak the English language, and the only way they could say prayers by song. And I've often heard that, and I often heard it in our Shaker faith. Our Shaker faith have ways of praying, and they sang the song by healing. And that reminded me when Louis was talking about it. I just want to say, my name is Philip Joe. I'm from Comiacan. It's one of 9 nations that makes up Cowichan tribes. My Indian name is Tsalpo. I carry my grandfather's name. When I first came here to Grace Island, it was at the beginning with Eric. He was the archaeologist here, and I worked with Sartlet, Simon Sr. and Jr., and Augie and Laura Sylvester. We were one of the first ones, plus my brother here, Harold. We were one of the first ones that started to work on Grace Island, and I never thought, or I never dreamed that this was how it's going to end up the way it did. With our Saljuan always say, our elders always say, if you stand up together and be as one, you could accomplish anything. And you see it today, what has taken place with the island. Us as Walmach Muslimach, we stayed together. It's always like that when we work together for our ancestors. We get together with Simon and all the ones that work with the ones that are gone. We talked about it together, and we always said that even our elders, even Harry was saying that you work together and things will work out all right. Things will get done. And I've always gone by that way. What our Saljuan have said, you work together and things will work out. And this is what has accomplished. I said, all of you from Ganges, Salt Spring, you might not think that you never done anything, but you've done a lot. You've done a lot for us, Walmach Muslimach. Without your help, without your endeavors, this wouldn't have got done. Especially Philip. I raise my hands to you. You've done a lot. You've stayed in the back and everything, but this ain't the first time. We've worked and talked together, and things worked out. And I'm very glad that this, what has taken place with the island, that the ones that are there that could have some kind of rest. You often heard our Saljuan from Penalakat say, our people or anybody here should only be buried once. And for our people to be disturbed and moved, and it's a shame. And you just figure yourself, if your family got dug up and moved, it wouldn't be right for you guys, for anyone. You have to look at, like we, as Walmach Muslimach, always have prayer in our heart, songs in our heart that help us. And I always say, we only have one Chichal Siyam, or one God, that we look to and pray to. And I just wanted to say that with with Grace Islet, it really came a long way, a real hard struggle. And the first time we worked was in Mark's World where it sits now. There were some remains there, and there's still some laying on the road but it's not our culture to go and dig and look for them. And like my grandfather said, that this place is very rich with our ancestors. Some people think that when we come here and remove our ancestors that we're going to take over their land. It don't work that way. All we're looking at is looking after the ones that are gone, the ones that made us to be here today for us as Palmach Mustimov. Without them, we wouldn't be here. With all my family's here. Like my grandfather and my grandmother always said, our people traveled. My grandmother always said that we're seasonal people as Palmach Mustimov. As Native people, we're seasonal people. Wherever things grow, we go and see, we harvest them. Wherever it grows, whatever things that happen, medicine or anything, we travel to go get that. And you often heard that some of the people, all these Palmach Mustimov here, their family went to the mouth of Fraser River to fish and come back home. This wasn't just one day. They stayed over there months until the fish was over and they could bring back what they had there. That's why I say we're seasonal people. And for people to think that we're going to take over that land, it don't work that way. We're just looking after the ones that are gone. Just to touch a little bit on what I have done, and like I say, we have our Salfan here, and I apologize for getting up before our Salfan because I'm taught that kids should be quiet, could be seen, not heard from. And I believe in that, and again, I apologize to our Salfan, and I'd like to get them to get up and talk. Right, Safta?
My name is Jeffrey Hulloch. I'm one of the elders from Knowlege. I've been involved with salt spring issues for quite a few years. I remember a lot of the people here when we dealt with Heitman, Walker's Hook. That seemed like 100 years ago. Augie and Laura were also working over there. That fish farm dug trenches, and they dug up our ancestors there, full skeletons. They laid pipes in there and put their effluent in there. We're just wondering, how would they feel if we went up to their graveyard over here and put our sewage effluent into the graveyard here? It bothered us deeply. We didn't win the court case, the court hearing, but at least we stopped them. And last week, Laura and Augie were involved again in the burning ceremony to honor and feed our ancestors that left this world, that are still there. There's a day like this, very cold and wet. But I assure you, when the food was being burnt, the fires kept on going, and our ancestors were fed. I don't know if it was me, but I could feel and hear. It is almost like hearing people in a longhouse. Could hear them singing and dancing. I don't know if it is in my mind, but it's the way I felt when the people, our ancestors, were being fed. A lot of people don't believe in what we do, but I assure you, it really helps us as Palmach Mustimov to do our cultural things. A couple of weeks ago, we had another ceremony in Knowlege. We were trying to do a healing process for some of our elders when we lost one of our young people over there. And it is unfortunate that the family didn't show up, but this Knowlege people were really gracious. We were sitting here like this in the gymnasium. It is full. So instead of healing and trying to heal the people that weren't there, people like ourselves here that were being bothered by our ancestors that left us. I assure you, when those people were doing their ceremony, it eased our minds. In the morning, I used to wake up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. After that, I didn't wake up until 6 the next morning, after all the ceremony was done. So these cultural practices that our Knowlege are going through assist us in many ways. We're not trying to make a show of what we do. We usually do it quietly, Families do it. Families. We don't invite all the people that are here. So I'm glad that some of you people witnessed what happened last week. And I hope you keep it in your hearts that we're not doing it to show anybody what we're doing here. Our Knowlege people have different ways of doing things compared to our relatives from the Shinshatham people, or even a little different from Cowichan. But it's all the same. We're all one Salish people. And it includes the lower mainland as well. So I want to thank everybody, every one of you. Just keep it in your hearts that we're not here to show off. We're not here to say, oh, this is my land, this is not your land, just stay off it. We're here to honor our ancestors that have left us. That's it.